Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 13. I am excited for Legacy. I hope you guys are too. That's right, I forgot the prologue even existed. Wow, okay. Well, I guess we'll get to that in a second. Oh, yeah, actually, before we get into that, I feel like we could have a better backdrop than this. So let's get something a little bit more appropriate to the Protoss here. That feels a little bit more appropriate. Oh, you know what? Why don't I update the HUD now that we've gone through and done our initial audit and cleanup of the document, which is now 11 pages long. Jesus Christ. 114 pluses to story. 41 negatives to story. $221 pluses to gameplay. 16 negatives to gameplay. Yeah, that tracks. Remember, half the negatives that Diablo 3 got to gameplay, literally half of them were for the launch, the status of the game at launch. Take that away and you'd see a similar ratio. But let's start off with Whispers of Oblivion. I'll do it on normal. Yeah, this game technically does have more. In the era of great uncertainty, lore needs to sneeze. No, I didn't get to read it out loud. Whatever it said.
As it was foretold, Amon, the Dark God, lives again. If any hope remains for our galaxy, it lies in the hands of the Zelnaga. Only one piece of the prophecy remains unfulfilled. That on the world where Amon was reborn, the last light will be revealed. There is one being who knew that location. A creature known as Samir Duran. Or to the Terrans, as Larun. In this system hides a long-forgotten Mobius facility. I must hope his secrets still rest within its walls.
Notice they're getting a lot fancier with the in-game cutscenes.
It is a great honor. I am Praetor Talus, and I humbly request your aid. An unknown force has been abducting Templar from our colony worlds. My forces and I have managed to track them to a Terran facility, but we are under attack by the Swarm.
The Swarm? I'm on my way, Talus. May Adun hide you until I arrive.
Yeah, unlike Heart, which was demonstrably rushed, Legacy was not. For good and for bad.
Our being held prisoner across the complex. We must free them before the Swarm overwhelms the facility.
Zeratul, I thought I sensed your presence. Let's not mince words. Why are you here?
This place holds information I seek, and my captured brethren. I intend to free them both from the Terran's grip.
This facility is a breeding ground for Amon's hybrid army. My swarm will erase it from existence. But I know that won't stop you. So let me make this clear. Stay out of our way, Zeratul.
So, let's get this out of the way right now.
Do not fear
Negative to story immediately.
in this fight, Talus. If we are swift and clever, we can avoid the Swarm.
Very well. I have made our Nexus point ready for your arrival.
Yeah, no, there is zero reason that Kerrigan, at the end of her story arc throughout Heart of the Swarm, would not be like, oh, okay, let's work together on this. And in fact, that would actually be kind of cool, in all honesty. Because at that point, we could be like Zeratul, the superhero unit of awesome, working with the Swarm at his back, which just sounds awesome. With Kerrigan's Swarm. And indeed, as Dakota points out, because they really upped the tech in Legacy, they did a lot of under-the-hood changes for Legacy, which just, God, made the game so much better. You wonder where co-op mode came from? Or, Archon mode, for that matter? Oh, man. I mean, just something, right? At the very least, make the Zerg a neutral rather than an obstacle. Something. But no, instead it's like, we're an obstacle for absolutely... So this is fake drama, This is the same goddamn thing. I don't like eating sandwiches. Round 1. Fight! Anyways. Yeah, exactly, Tara. Like, it's just... there's so many ways they're gonna fix this. Okay, so this is Legacy of the Void. Having said that, I'm actually gonna give a story positive right off the bat, too. In fact, I'm gonna give 3. And you can't stop me! You love sandwiches? Then we must fight! I'm done. The funny thing is there's so many ways to make this fake drama work better. Let's sit on it for a bit. We're definitely going to give it at least 1 negative. Where are you at, Zeratul?
The captive Templar are kept just as...
Toss! Oh, man. I can't wait to play Toss. I've been looking forward to this for, like, frickin' weeks.
One with the shadows.
Seriously, this is going to be so awesome. I'm jazzing. Let's up the speed. I was wondering why everything goes so slow.
We'll send the Swarm to destroy the station's reactor. We must free our brothers before that happens.
Wait, before you two fight over the sandwiches, Martha!
To reach the captives.
Let me think about it, Tara. Let me chew on it, but don't let me forget about it.
When it is clear, avoid the
Rightly twofold.
at all costs.
Hey, Zeratul, you want to help me out with this fight? No? What are you talking about, Elizar? Other than, fight! No, So, hey, Kerrigan, you want to, like, be an ally in this? Or a neutral? Anything? So, we're playing the prologue, which has slightly different rules, so we're kind of playing as default Protoss. We're not actually playing as the Protoss yet. We'll get there. We will get there. Wow, did you like the little tidbit if they've got, like, little dudes just mining minerals out of the asteroid? That's so cool! You can even see that this place is asteroid blasted, because of course it is.
Attack. Warriors.
In fact, let's just jot down a doodad positive right now, because why the frick not? Yes, Tara. I want to finish through the mission before we really decide. Oh, we're going to just bombard this game with doodad positives for Legacy of the Void. Trust me.
Minions, push forward. Slay these hybrid thralls to the last.
Look at this. Look at this repair bay that they got going on. Did you see the little gust of air and dust as the frickin' vent opened out into space? Because this is actually out in space over here. And this isn't. Did you catch that they paid attention to that little detail?
Intriguing.
Alright, we don't actually have a good force going on yet.
For now.
Are we chronoing ourselves? We're not. There we go. I wonder it's taking so long. I know, Mr. Red. Like I said, Legacy of the Void took a couple of years to build. Way longer than Art of the Swarm. And as Von Falkenstein already said in chat, it shows. They took their time with this one. And it makes sense. I think they knew this was it, right?
Justice.
Like, I know that... I feel like... This is just pure speculation. But I feel like in the development stuff, amongst the actual creators, the people really in the ground, in the trenches, making the game, they realized this was probably it. They were already talking about the co-op commanders as a way to microtransaction game, and the mission packs, but I think they knew in their heart of hearts that this was the grand hurrah, and so they threw themselves into this, right? Because the Nova missions, while fun from a gameplay perspective, you know, Not super great.
You must construct additional pylons.
Oh my god. Okay, you come here. Make a pylon. Hey, Zero Tool, you wanna help me out here? No.
Eliminate the Protoss base. Glory to our master.
Death to all who oppose the... Who do we work for again? Ah, who cares? Kill! 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 I need more kills. Can I get some more kills in check?
They will surely attack soon.
Yeah, no, the Nova missions are very B-team. There's some fun concepts there, but almost all of her missions tend to lean towards no-build missions, which are fine, but those tend to lean on Nova herself, which is good, but, like, I don't know. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I'm talking it up too much. I apologize. Our trend of talking about the next thing while we're streaming the current thing continues. And this time it's my fault. Okay, so I want 4 more of you. I don't think it's hot garbage, to be clear. I just think it's going to be a colossal step down from Legacy, right? It's like, if I could use a parallel that some of you will understand, it's like going from Dragonflight back to Cataclysm. It's not like Cataclysm is bad. It's just, there's no comparison, right?
My life for Aiur.
And yeah, I noticed the bloom immediately. I mean, I get it, we're Protoss, but where did that come from? They also pretty much just give you the default unit layout you had from the last time you played Protoss, which, if you remember, was back in Wings of Liberty. Let's see, Not Zero. It's like going from Super Mario Bros. 3. That's a bad example. I give up. There are no analogies. Death to all, and death to the living. I need some more stalkers. Don't let me forget to do pissed sounds, by the way, now that we have a race that does them again.
My meditation. You must construct additional pylons.
Oh, whoops. I'll explain it. I will say one other thing. Every single one of the campaigns has given us a lot of toys to play with that would be ridiculously overpowered in competitive, which is good. Again, keeping that dividing line between competitive and single player. But I honestly think Legacy takes that and dials it up to 11. The units and buildings and upgrades you can get in Legacy are bonkers. And I love it. I love the fact that they just let us play with it, you know?
I serve for now. It shall be as you say.
Hell, I think you must construct additional pylons is actually a trope at this point.
I am here in the shadows.
Yay for stopping. Okay, that might be a good enough to start. Let's go ahead and do a rush. By rush, I mean a careful, calculated approach. Will definitely not result in my terrible, terrible death.
Let our enemy know our fury.
Oh, yeah, so we are 8 damage on the dude with an attack speed of 1.2.
Cool.
Stalkers are 1.44 with an attack speed of 10, but 4 bonus damage to armored.
We are
I think that's it. Range of 6,
My meditation.
range of 2.
State thy bidding.
Wait,
Orange,
range, melee range. So, whatever. It does get 2 attacks there versus the range, the single attack there. Excuse me. There we go. Getting all my words confused here. Their flesh will serve the master is what you just missed. So we're going to kill the civilians here, just to, you know, put them out of their misery. Death to civilians and to the living.
Terran's minds have been consumed. They are slaves to the hybrid.
But yeah, that too. They're literally mind controlled. So I mean, screw them.
Very well. The Zerg forces will move soon. We must be cautious.
We're fine. We're fine.
Veraku.
We lose one stalker. I can fix that.
Tear apart their reactor. The Queen of Blades demands it.
I demand that you kill Zeratul for no good reason. But Kerrigan, we're here. No!
We move unseen. Intriguing. We move unseen.
I can't believe that worked.
Here in the shadows.
Agreed, Faithless Zealot. There's a reason the co-op mode got something like 86 positives by itself. It's just, it's a good game mode by itself.
Thank you. We believed the end was at hand.
What do you know of this facility, Zealot?
The Terrans tortured us, experimented upon our flesh. Most did not survive. I have seen foul work of this nature before, but Narud is dead. Whose hand brought you here? Alas, I know not. Praetor, we wish to join you, to avenge our brothers in arms.
Then ready yourselves, Templar.
By the way, she's an adept. We haven't seen her yet, but we will.
I am Adun. You require my skills.
Warriors, there is another cell ahead. Go forth and claim the vengeance you seek.
I don't think I have one favorite commander so much as I have 3 or 4. Tychus, Stukov, Zeratul, and Dahaka are my 4 favorites. They're all awesome. Don't make me pick. Don't make me choose. Alright, we're gonna do this to get some upgrades going. This to get some upgrades going. And that's it at the moment. Let's go ahead and scooch. Yeah, you got that.
Veraku.
I was in a weird place with Karax. I wanted to like Karax. I just never did.
Another wave of
I think that's just on me. I don't know.
avoid them if you can.
Terrans are warping in. Impossible.
They are experimenting with pylon technology. We should eliminate these Terrans and reclaim the pylon for ourselves.
Hell yeah.
Is upon you, Mobius Core. We are a tide of death that does not break.
It shall be as you say.
Reclaiming the pylon now. It is hard to believe such primitive beasts could manipulate our technology.
Jesus, Talus. A little bit much there. One other thing I will say. Zeratul is a co-op commander, Andrew. He's one of my favorites. I just listed him as one of my 4 favorites. I was going to say something. One of the things that makes sense is that throughout the course of Legacy of the Void, we're fighting against the enemies of the hybrids, right? But they could have done, what they could have done is they could have made a whole hybrid faction, which they didn't do. Instead, they made it so that there's quite a few different types of hybrids we'll be fighting. We've only actually seen, I want to say 2 in the previous campaigns, not counting co-op mode. We're going to see close to 5 coming up. But no, what they decided to do is they decided that at least one group of each given faction was, you know, subservient to the enemy. So we'll be fighting all kinds of empowered Terrans, Zerg, and Protoss throughout the campaign. So that's fun. And there's another little tidbit on top of that, which I won't bore you with right now.
I am the voice of the eclipse.
So that's why we're fighting Terrans here, because they're mind-controlled. So there you go, there's our Terran faction.
The
Intriguing.
So a tactic I like to use semi-frequently as the Protoss is I will use Blink in combat just to kind of force retargeting. Either as a defensive thing to have them pull back so that they stop getting targeted, or as a forward thing in order to change what they're targeting most clearly. It's not superly good micro, it's more like middle micro, but it's something I like to do to be a little bit more efficient with my Stalkers, since we're kind of stuck with them and they're just not as good as they used to be, as we've already talked about.
Very well.
I mean, Alarak is awesome. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Well done. Destroying the bridge control has extended a walkway to our nexus point.
Hold on. How long has this game been going? We'll find out today. But first, let's meet our contestant. In the red corner, first serving as the representative of the Horde, aka Canada. Yes, that's right. If you're Canadian, you just joined the Horde. Congrats! Who'd Blue be? France, I guess? So it's Canada versus France. $42.67 hours so far. A little less than I thought, actually. It's been a decently long... Like, this is a long game. I always knew that walking into it, but...
The swarm will begin
I'm going to do this, and that redirects all their fire forwards. Make sure they're not blocking the way for the Zealots. You see it, right? You get it.
Deserve no mercy. Devour them whole.
My skills.
Okay, take that out so we can get some ads.
Your time is running short, Zeratul.
Could you stop mocking me for a second?
You know as well as I that Amon lives. Slaying his hybrid is a meaningless act. We must awaken the Zelnaga.
No response. Huh. Better to reason with a stone than the Zerg. The final cell awaits us, Zeratul. We should delay no longer.
I am the heart of darkness.
That's a good point, Takoida. They could use this purely narratively. Just kind of do this to set up the characters, the positions, and all that. Instead, they go with this nonsense. I remember playing this when this came out. We streamed it, even. So the first time I ever saw it was on stream with you guys. That's how recent we've gotten with this stuff.
As you say. Very wise. You require my skills.
I return to serve.
We are one with the shadows. I am the heart of darkness. We move unseen. I am the voice of the eclipse.
Co-op campaign with computer allies. I would honestly dump, like, an additional 3 pauses on that the moment they pulled that off. Not just because of how awesome that would be for long-term, longevity of keeping the game relevant 10 years from now when you can't find a person to play with. But, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would also be wonderful because think about how hard that would be to program the AI for that. Pretty much every map would have to have a custom AI scripted for that map. That's work that deserves recognition, you know? To use a comparison example, for those of you familiar with Final Fantasy XIV, they've been slowly adding AI bots that can do dungeons with you. Every AI bot has to be programmed per dungeon. So they've been doing exactly what I just described.
I serve for now. Intriguing.
Oh yeah, by the way, you've heard of the term Deathball, and you've kind of seen me Deathball a little bit, but honestly, only a little bit, really. The real Deathball is the Protoss Deathball. Nobody Deathballs like the Protoss. It's one of these guys. Sentries. I'm trying to remember the whole thing. It's like Sentries. Sentries, Immortals, Stalkers, Zealots, Colossi. And I feel like I'm missing one thing in there. Yeah, you get it, Bragwin. You get it. Oh, man. Anyways. And a mothership. I knew I was missing something in there.
Both pylons
Exactly,
have been
Crazy
returned
Norse.
to our rightful control. Warping in reinforcements now.
Talis, could you, like, quit with the Protossiness for just a second? Yeah, let's get some more zealots going really quick here.
My life for Aiur.
You can also Void Ray. Just Void Ray. Just Void Ray. No need for anything else.
The defenses are growing stronger.
Hybrid.
Forward with all our might!
The hybrid are
And
free.
dead hybrid.
Strike them down.
They were just pro-tossing and pro-turning all night long. It was terrible.
The swarm prepares to assault Mobius Core's final defenses. We must travel swiftly.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Go forth and slaughter. I wish to be done with this already.
Did you stop A-moving for 5 seconds, Kerrigan?
We thank you, brothers. The Tal'Darim have been abducting Templar, bringing them to Terran stations, turning us into hybrid.
The Tal'Darim? Those heretics have never ventured so close to our worlds.
This can only be the work of Amon. Templar, where were they holding you? Izel Naga Temple, unlike any I have seen. It was called Eris, but its location was kept a secret from us. Mobius and the Tal'Darim both served under Narub's command. He would have known the location of this temple.
And the location is Malachor 5.
System. This is where Amon was reborn, deep within the Sigma Quadrant, and under Tal'Darim guard.
You have aided me in my quest, Zeratul. I am honor-bound to help you in yours. We shall help you claim this temple.
I guess that was Dark Whispers. That's what I was looking for. Could be like the remix of Protoss music. And of course, the main Protoss theme, which you're going to hear the motif of quite a bit. Oh god, what did I miss? Destroy 30 Zerg units, which I didn't even... Destroy 6 Terran units as they are warped in. How did I not get that? Oh, well. You know, I don't think there is Not Zero. There's just the Badlands, which is like a Blizzard standard at this point. Hmm. I mean, the original Protoss theme and the original Night Elf theme were composed by the same person, pretty sure. I should have checked the achievements before I finished the mission. I would have gone for it.
My forces have secured a location near
hey.
the temple grounds, and we are ready to move against the Tal'Darim.
So now it tells me.
Should prove to be a truly glorious battle, brother.
So, destroy all Nexuses during this mission. We have to kill every Nexus. We got this. Their Nexuses are over! Sorry. I mean, no, I'm not, but, you know. Nexi? Nexi? Hey! Tal'Darim! Actual Tal'Darim!
Within those ancient walls lies our last hope.
Tal'Darim, seal the temple. None enter until my work is done. Any who defies my order will answer to their High Lord with blood.
The Tal'Darim High Lord is here. This surely bodes ill.
Our difficulties do not end there, Zeratul. This world is in its death throes. The Vespene reserves beneath the surface are turbulent. The planet is in a state of constant eruption.
These fissures are the last remaining source of Vespene. We will have to brave them to raise our army.
I pray this temple of yours is worth it.
Yep, so the only source of Vespene is those stupid things. That's gonna suck a little, not gonna lie.
You require my skills.
The Tal'Darim
The planet's
can't
core-
kill the Messiah. Sorry.
This counter will keep you aware of the current seismic pressure. Be prepared to move out.
Yeah, it's the scrap mechanic again,
Will
but
erupt shortly.
gassy this time around. Not all Protoss units, but all but I believe one. Let me double check that. Yep, nope. The Zealot is your only mineral-only unit. So, this should be fun.
You're one with the shadows. We move unseen.
Time to probe it up.
For the
Don't
reckoning.
read too much into that sentence.
Very wise.
We could also cannon rush. That's an entirely valid option, believe it or not. But I want their next eye. No porn allowed. Get out of here. I don't want your nude body change models, damn it. Why aren't you chronoing yourself? Damn it.
Fissures are forming in these locations. We will need to move quickly to collect the Vespene.
You know, I hope that's not a real thing, Dakota.
You must construct additional pylons.
God dang it. Order of Mortals in lore? I don't remember. I feel like they explained it at some point, but I don't remember when. Like, in-game, I mean. They're not just Dragoons. There's, like, another step involved in the process. That's why I don't actually remember the specifics. Oh, oh, oh. It's like they're not actually the Protoss literally, physically, bodily shoved into the body like the Dragoon. Like, they download their brain into it or something. Maybe I'm misremembering. Don't quote me on it. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
It shall be as you say.
I has no brains.
We move unseen. Very well. For the reckoning.
Yep, don't ask me anything ever.
One with the
Or
shadows.
else. Well, I know the Purifiers... Well, let's not talk about the Purifiers yet. That's a whole other ball of wax. Damn it, Hamilton. Need you to fall over. So we're not going to, like, double up on anything here.
Has no use for you. He will not suffer you to live.
Because remember, nothing that, you know... once it's used, it's not useful anymore because use and throw away. Now, I can make a political joke here about what Amon is, but I'm not gonna. You can fill in the blanks, I'm pretty sure.
I serve for now. Veraku. Intriguing.
Who's a politician? There we go, there we go. It's a safe joke. Nobody cares if I make fun of politicians. So those cost 150 gas each.
The Tal'Darim are mining these rock formations.
Yes, I'm detecting a strong seismic reading in those locations. They must hide something of value. We should take a closer look.
How would I have characterized Amon? Actually, I like the use it and throw away mentality. It fits his generally nihilistic approach. And his overall, well, for lack of a better way to put it, motivation fits that. Wow, we actually do have access to carriers.
Additional fissures detected in these locations.
Just don't have the resources for it. Yes, we're doing Polemic Day. We've done Polemic Day for like 9 years, I think? Something like that. Whoops, wrong thing. I meant to put it over here.
Prismatic core online.
Upgrade complete.
Oh, whatever.
We are at full power.
So we're only up to 2 void rays. But don't worry, we'll get more. In fact, since we're doing well on minerals, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, I swear there was something actually different about Immortals other than just being Dragoons too, but obviously I'm wrong, because Takoida just looked it up. So grab some gas.
For the reckoning.
Good night, Elizar. Sleep.
Very
Be
well.
destroyed.
Let our enemy.
Oh, sorry, it was not 02. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who looked it up?
Very wise. It shall be as you say.
Oh, that sucks. 'Cause I don't think we can pick these up as an air unit. Nope.
Ikuda. We are at full power. We embrace the glory of battle.
Do you pick up that gas, please? I really need it. Thank you.
Kas, our
I
Arashah.
also need you to come back to base, like right now.
Systems at full. Annihilation commencing. Zaknaku Afa. We face the enemy. This vessel.
I wish we could repair as the Protoss. I feel like that's not the first time I've said that, too.
Phase crystals charged. My light for Aiur. Channel the light of Aiur.
Chill for a minute.
Calibrating void lenses.
Don't have. Aw, see you around, Evo. Hopefully.
Paradakral. Annihilation commencing.
I'm actually falling behind a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Back off, back off, back off. Kill?
We are at full
Back off, I said.
Zeratul, I am detecting another eruption. Fissure locations have been marked.
Yeah, we did joke about that. And honestly, that probably is pretty close to canon. Like, these are the Protoss we're talking about here.
This vessel shall avenge.
Yeah, we need the Tomb Kings. I'm barely even joking about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Zaknak. My light for Aiur.
Try that again.
Systems and prismatic core online. Undercooled rock. Calibrating void lenses. It shall be done.
Do buildings have honor? Now that's an interesting question.
Arashah.
Because knowing the Protoss, you know,
Ikuda.
I feel like that wouldn't surprise me all that much.
Annihilation commencing.
Now we just generate Vespene.
A natural Vespene vent.
Nice.
I will have the Void Seeker begin extracting it from orbit. Channel the light of Aiur.
You must construct additional pylons.
What? What?
We embrace the glory of battle.
Yeah, there's just a Bendystra. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff.
Annihilation commencing.
Oh, damn. They actually red flagged for that? I mean, I guess, actually, that makes sense. I shouldn't sound so surprised. They made the right call?
It shall be done.
You know, considering Vespene addiction, like, would make a lot of sense in lore. I'm surprised we don't hear more about that. Okay, so, boom, boom.
Phase crystals charged.
Let's get some damage in while we're here.
Undercool rock.
Not new.
Calibrate.
New. I love the Tal'Darim look. I know, black and red, big, you know, they're Sith, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. It looks cool. What do you want from me? I love black and red when done properly. And the nod in Command & Conquer, the Sith when done properly. Yeah, these aren't actually Tal'Darim yet, but I love the red and black. What can I say? Hey, Zar. Come here. Not you, Zar. You stay there. This is my OC, Protoss OC. Do not steal.
Processed. Discuss.
Another breach is occurring. Marking the fissure locations now.
Systems at full. Undercool rock.
But yeah, we'll see real Tal'Darim
Anai.
around mission 4 or 5, I want to say.
It shall be done.
Not in the prologue, in the actual campaign.
Calibrating void lens.
Get another source of Vespene going. There we go.
A second vent has been discovered. Seismic readings indicate one more remains.
Zach, we are. This vessel shall evade.
I mean, yeah, they keep changing their mind of the Tal'Darim. They look different in literally everything. They look different in Wings of Liberty. They look different in Heart of the Swarm. They look different in the prologue. And then they look different in Legacy of the Void. I wonder if they really just could not make up their damn minds on the matter. And we're just like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I'm not even joking.
Prismatic core online. Phase crystals charged. Channel the light of Aiur. Sunlight for Aiur.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, hi, I've got Void Race. Thanks for playing. Alright, so. They were all different factions. I mean, actually, that would make perfect sense, considering these are Tal'Darim.
Glory of battle.
Like, think about it for a second.
Paradakura. Ikkuda Anai.
Okay, so we're going up, apparently.
It shall be done. Calibrate void lenses. We are at full power. Systems at full.
Ooh, black and green looks really good, too. I mean, black looks good with most colors. I should know. But, it's a tough one. I do like their final design. The best, even. I just also happen to like the black and red skin we're playing with here.
Annihilation commencing. This world and all its spoil.
What? I couldn't hear you over you dying. Like a punk. Alright, so let's kill this Nexi. Nexus? Right, that's what I'm after, right? It's like the stupid Nexus thing. Kill all enemy Nexuses. Yeah, let's do it.
Systems at full.
Yeah, black and gold. Absolutely. There's one Nexus down. Let's see if we can find the next one before we finish the mission. Zealot and Void, right? I mean... Probably not, Tsar? But if you consider that
I am detecting another eruption.
substantial enough to even mention, that makes me wonder, you know? Like, why would that be noteworthy? That voice acting exists at all? So now you got me wondering, because what you're probably pointing out is that Mario Wonder has voice acting in it. Which I'm not sure what I think about that, because Mario games have traditionally had small amounts of voice acting. But if there's a decent amount of voice acting in Mario Wonder, that could be a bit of a game changer. So I suppose that would qualify as a spoiler, yes.
Excellently done, Zeratul.
Depending.
The Void Seeker is now extracting Vespene from all 3 vents.
I mean, in lore, Void Rays are huge, too. These are capital ships. So that makes sense. I mean, these are ion frigates, for those of you who've played Homeworld. And everything that implies.
We face the enemy. The High Lord demands your blood!
I mean, do they have to?
He shall be disappointed.
Orange-Shisa. Zaknaku Afal.
Your probes are under attack.
Really?
Systems at full.
That would be cool, Dark Day, I agree.
Processed. Prismatic core online. Undercool. This vessel will
Base is under attack.
glory of battle.
They might be able to handle that. Probably not, though.
We face the enemy. Systems at full. Processed.
Yeah, I think that might have been the max stage, the one you were just looking at, where it's like that beam. Don't quote me on that. I forget how many stages there are to the damage.
Base is under attack.
It shall be done. We are at full prismatic core online.
Oh, yeah.
My life for Aiur! My life for Aiur! Annihilation commencing. This vessel shall evade.
Yeah, no, it's very similar to the spin mechanic in a lot of games, usually FPSs. If you keep the barrel rolling, the damage stays up, but if you stop shooting for too long, it goes right back down.
Base crystals charged.
So if you're pushing through a base, the initial bit might be a bit rough, but by the time you get winded up, that base is gone.
Full power. Paradactyral.
You know, you'd think Protoss have blood, but then again, maybe they don't.
Systems at full. Ikuda Anai.
Alright, where's the other Nexus? There's not a lot of places it could hide other than the part of the map I haven't, directly haven't been to yet. Anything up here? Doesn't look like it. Alright.
Process.
If there's only... I don't want to lose this achievement again, so we're just gonna head up here.
Annihilation commencing. Prismatic core online. Kas
Arashar.
We embrace the glory of battle.
Another breach is occurring. Marking the fissure locations now.
No, I'm good. I got plenty of gas. I hit up a Chipotle before this.
Systems at full.
Our forces are closing upon the temple. We should gather our warriors and strike as one.
Annihilation commencing.
Aha! I understand, Czar. I knew it! You're secretly trying to spoil everything. No, I generally wouldn't consider that a spoiler unless it's a situation where it would be unusual. Like the aforementioned Mario Wonder example.
My life for Aiur! My life for Aiur! This vessel.
And I immediately ban Dark Day. Ban. Turbo ban. Forever.
My life for Aiur! Phase crystals charged.
I mean, it's not... I guess it is a spoiler. I can think of Mario games where Mario doesn't jump very well. Mario 1. I don't want to hear it, Dark Day. I'll get there. I'll get there. I've been very blind on Mario Wonder. I've only seen the initial trailer and nothing else. I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, so we're going to save here. Let's go find us a Nexi, which is... down there. There it is.
Fight with all you have, and the temple will be ours.
Here, here!
And gone.
To glorious battle!
Mineral field depleted. It shall be done. We face the enemy.
You know, just take out the Nexi. There's that achievement. How did I miss that last time? That was even hard.
Calibrating void lenses. Mineral field depleted.
That's actually Talus Eternus. And yes, she totally does.
The way forward is clear at last.
Yes, but the Tal'Darim are not known to take defeat lightly. They will come to rescue their High Lord, and in force.
Go, Zeratul. Find the answers you seek within the temple. Our blades shall grant you the time you need.
You have my thanks, Talus. And Taro Tassadar.
Adun Toridas, brother.
He was never heard from again.
The Templar shall stand guard as you and your stalkers infiltrate the temple. May Tassadar's shadow hide you, my friend.
Do not lose any units before destroying the catalyst. Okay. Also, I need to kill 20 units with Shadow Strike. But not losing anything with no healing? Sure. We'll call that a secondary priority.
High Lord, the intruders breached the temple. They will be upon us shortly.
Seal the access way. I will contact the Master.
As the blade of Amon wills.
Zeratul, the Tal'Darim are retaliating. Hybrid are assaulting our forces. Have you made it into the temple safely?
Indeed, but the access way has been sealed. The Tal'Darim likely suspect an intrusion.
My Templar are engaged with the enemy. You will have to continue on alone for now. I will do my best to monitor your movements.
Warriors, we must press on. The fate of our galaxy depends on it.
Yeah, they actually experimented with terrain morphing tech back in Wings of Liberty, but they really run with it in this one. There's gonna be a lot of terrain morphing.
In the service of Aiur,
Doesn't have the ability.
deliver these unbelievers unto the void. I will erase the demon. Force fields. We will have to blink through.
Okay.
Aiur.
You've never played as Protoss before, so here you go.
Glory to the firstborn.
Okay, none against lights yet.
That photon cannon will reveal my presence. But if I enshroud us in void armor, we will be protected from its assault.
Okay.
En
Guess we
Arudi.
must rescue Illidan. Wait.
I will fulfill my calling. An immortal. A single shadow strike should eliminate it.
That's the one, right? That's the one I need to use a bunch of. Yep, 20 units with
Slay
it.
it quickly, before it tears through your stalkers.
That's one.
We must not hesitate.
Hang on, hang on.
In the service
Gonna
of
farm for a second. That's two. Nope, nope, nope.
En Arudin Rashagal.
And that's
My
three.
allegiance is yours.
Up, 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 up. Hang on, hang on.
Aiur will be restored.
This might be easier than I thought. It's four.
Sukdash Salak.
This is what we call spawn camping.
Aiur will be restored.
Oh my god.
My allegiance is yours. We must.
The Tal'Darim have constructed anti-air cannons on the temple ramparts. Destroy them, Zeratul, and I can send you reinforcements.
Glory to the firstborn.
That's seven. Listen. It's the Tal'Darim's fault for warping in here like this. 8.
En
God, it does 500 damage. Nukes don't hit for that much. 9. In fact, Harrigan's Apocalypse attack hits for 500, I think.
I will fulfill.
We're halfway there. We're halfway there. Yeah, sorry. What I meant by that is Kerrigan's actual nuke doesn't hit for that much, I think. I forgot. Here, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. We got a little bit of time here. Put the thing. Put down the thing. Go to the other thing.
Arudin Rashagal.
You know what? It'll be easier to do this. Starcraft 2. And then do another one.
Sukdash Salak. My allegiance is yours.
No, I don't want Apocalypse the person. I want Apocalypse the spell, please. There we go. Yep, 300 damage or 700 damage to structures.
We must not hesitate.
Yeah, I love to think about what's happening in lore right now. Like, honestly.
En Arudin Rashagal.
We need you at the front lines. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Huh. Do you smell something like vaguely like ozone? And they're not even looking at each other, so they don't see each other dying each time they warp in.
Glory to the first.
Time to get some donuts. Ugh. 20. This shouldn't take much longer. The Protoss is like, I will go to the front. Wait, there's nobody here. Ugh!
Aiur will be
Ugh! I think there was someone prowling in the front. Let's go check it out. I don't see anyone. Do you see anyone? No, I don't see anyone.
regions.
Ugh! There we go, and we're good.
Sukdash, my burdens weigh. Shozak Maknul.
Now I just need to not lose any units until destroying the Void Catalyst, which I believe is the end of the first phase of the mission. Go and save there. So Void, don't lose anybody. Don't lose anybody. We might be abusing saves a little bit.
I will fulfill my calling. En Arudin Rashagal. Shozak.
Actually, he only does 45 damage now, but 70 versus armored, so he's actually been nerfed. Which is really funny if you think about it.
Well done. I am sending you reinforcements now.
What are you gonna give me? What are you giving me?
I am here in the shadow.
More stalkers. Cool. I'll take that.
Aiur will be restored.
And keep saving every time we successfully do an encounter and not die.
A hybrid. My shadow strike shall be your undoing, abomination.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop this, and then this, and then this. And we're good.
Arudin Rashagal.
Yeah, the Zeratul abuse continues. Or Zeratul. I love this tile set, by the way. It's like shale or slate or something.
I sense an observer overhead. It will reveal my presence. We should navigate around.
It's okay, I am also a detector. For some reason. Hey, Trip. Yep, we're doing the prologue. Which, I mean, we're gonna finish the prologue pretty soon. I think it's just the 3 missions. And this is the 3rd of them.
You address me?
We are one with the shadows. Very well. I am the voice of the eclipse.
Okay.
Shozak Maknul.
No, I've been having fun. I'm really happy to finally be at Legacy. Heart is always kind of a dip. Like, I love Wings, despite its issues. But let's see how... I don't want to overemphasize Legacy, because I'm so excited about it. So we'll see. We'll see.
My allegiance.
Try not to get too hyped. Focus fire, kill that thing, kill that thing. It looks like clearer than you're killing it.
En Arudin Rashagal.
Okay, you're getting left behind forever.
My burdens weigh.
Damn it, Hamilton.
Glory to the firstborn. Aiur will be restored. We must not hesitate.
Alright, cool. Killed him.
Honor commands.
At least Zeratul still can't attack the air, right? That's something. Oh, I thought she came close. Get her, get her.
You require my skills. Veraku.
I really enjoyed Legacy when we streamed it, when it came out. Like, if you remember, we kind of did a premiere run of Legacy of the Void.
En Arudin
So,
Rashagal.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying not to overhype myself or anything, silly. We'll see.
I will fulfill my calling.
The Nerazim must proceed no further.
Glory to the firstborn.
State.
You address me?
I think the Dark Templar are actually unarmored.
En Arudin.
In fact, for that matter, he... Oh, no, he has 2 armor.
I am the voice.
They only have 1.
I will erase the deed. I believe another of the Tal'Darim's cannons lies ahead. I will be redeemed. We must not hesitate.
Cold is... We are one with the shadow. You require my skills.
I will be redeemed.
Well, I mean, plus, as we already talked about, they had a lot... They took their time with Legacy. They spent some time developing Legacy, unlike Heart, which was a bit rushed.
Cannon, I see. Well done. Reinforcements are inbound.
I mean, it's part of why they did this prologue campaign, is Legacy was taking so long, they were worried about, you know, losing interest of audience.
I will erase
Like, okay, here's a teaser.
past. Honor commands.
Did I miss that, or am I just... Okay, whatever.
En Arudin Rashaga.
True.
This alcove overlooks the central chamber. That must be where Malash is hidden.
Yeah, they gave us 2 Templars, because of course they did. Portal to the Void.
Truthbringer, the Terrans have failed and led these intruders here. The great work is in jeopardy. Abandon your fear, Malash. Redemption is at hand. Your universe will be freed of its suffering. Ready your people for war and await my command.
I have, Trip. Although not as much as I'd like. Build me an army worthy of Mordor.
The Tal'Darim follow Aemon to war. We are too late.
There is still hope, Zeratul. That device, the Tal'Darim are using it to communicate with Aemon.
Yes, and if we destroy it, we can delay Aemon's forces long enough to warn Artanis. I will see it done.
Yeah, they really marketed the hell out of Archon mode, and it was actually co-op mode that took off. I feel like some of the audience
Prelate is nearby. Find him!
actually confused the two, to be honest.
My burden.
Hey, a free heal. Nice. Get rid of the Knight Templar. Nobody likes them.
Enlightenment. Shozak Maknul.
Okay, we still haven't gotten the achievement. What are we trying to do? Void Catalyst. Okay, whatever. Can I continue not losing units?
Must not hesitate. Sukdash Salak.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
The chosen descend upon you.
This.
Aiur will be restored.
Archon mode's actually very simple. 2 players control one side. That's it. The catch is it's too limited on what kind of maps you can do it on, so it's basically a skirmish kind of a thing. And honestly, I feel like there's a lot of other ways they could have done that, and they didn't. By contrast, co-op mode is exactly what it sounds like. 2 players controlling 2 different co-ops, custom commanders, and co-op custom matches, which is awesome.
In the service of Aiur.
I think I didn't know that was coming. Templars.
I will fulfill my calling. I will be redeemed.
Eradicate them!
Guys, there we go.
Burdens weigh heavily. Shozak Maknul.
A little closer than I'd like, but we managed that. Still no deaths.
Honor commands.
You know, Starcraft 2... Oh, Jesus. Hit this, and then hit this.
In the service of Aiur.
And we just lost a unit. Damn it! Alright, reload. I feel like StarCraft 2 has always been hampered by its attachment to the PvP scene. Not that I'm saying the PvP scene shouldn't exist or shouldn't be developed. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that it really felt like they just kind of didn't split their attention the way they should, is I think how I want to phrase that. If you're going to have a PvP scene, have a PvP scene with PvP developers and PvP directors doing their own thing over there, right? Making the PvP game. But they threw so much of themselves into it, and that I think that kind of hindered the other development, as it normally does. I mean, how many BlizzCons did we see where it was like, esports! And like, we can't wait to show off this team and that team, and shrug, you know? Agreed, Trip. I think that Legacy is kind of the bigger exception there, but they really tried to jump into that early on. And anyway, so save.
En Arudin Rashagal.
Game.
We must not hesitate.
That's a hard question to answer, Blade Javal.
The past.
I think the better question is how much money did it generate overall, which is not that much.
Honor commands.
Not comparatively.
In the service of Aiur.
Shot the hybrid.
To the firstborn.
Okay, we didn't lose anybody this time. Yeah, that's the other problem.
Will be restored.
One of the biggest problems with PvP is that there are still some people to this very day that play Counter-Strike. The original. Now, I'm not trying to bash those people. I still like playing Mega Man 2 these days, but the problem is, that's natural.
Should be the last of the Tal'Darim's cannon.
Like, that's normal. That's how PvP works. We actually talked about this already. There's a reason why a football field is so standardized. There's no variance. There's no level design. There's no cool stuff that they do with it. There's no extra anything. It's always going to be the same because that's always the point.
You address me.
Right? So you don't want anything new, and you don't want anything to change. You want the same thing that you know and have known for years or decades. So people still play Counter-Strike to this very day because they have a sufficient investment in that to know what they're
Particle
doing.
cannons have been destroyed, and I am sending you the last of our available forces. Fight with honor, brothers.
In case you're missing the overall point there, it means that it's one of those, you're starting on the back foot things the moment you try to get into the PvP scene, the moment you try to get into the competitive scene. You're already hindering your efforts simply because the competitive scene is already crowded and doesn't want anything new.
My allegiance is yours. Honor commands. A great power flows through here. It is as if the temple is linked directly to the void itself.
You are finally cornered, Nerazim. Tal'Darim, the true god demands their death. Do not fail him.
Not hesitate.
You know, I just realized the true difficulty of this achievement. It's not actually keeping people alive. It's resisting making an Archon for the whole mission.
Honor
That's a dumb joke.
I am the voice of the eclipse.
I will erase the demons of the past.
Oh, I don't either, Trip. And again, I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. Again, the football field has been standardized for, what, centuries?
In the service of
I don't know, Dark Day, but I would assume it does.
Face the Harbinger.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Dark God's wrath.
And it's dead.
I will fulfill my call.
Achievement get. Yay. And that's all of them except for the ones I didn't know existed.
It is done. The Tal'Darim are severed from Amon's guidance.
Something's happening. I'm detecting a powerful fluctuation of void energies.
Zeratul, the keystone shall usher you unto hope.
Hi, Michael Dorn.
Asadar. Can it be? Talus, I have been granted a vision from beyond, the answer to our salvation.
Your salvation shall come by my hand alone. Let your suffering come to its end.
I feel like I didn't get that one trip.
Amon is collapsing the temple. I must leave now.
More of that morphing terrain stuff. And now we see our first interaction of void units.
I have made our way inside and are holding back the Tal'Darim. Make your way to us, now!
I am on my way.
Yeah, honestly, I will probably not go for that one trip. Yeah, these kind of running evacuation missions, I admit I tend to enjoy. See Frozen Throne for another example of that. I don't know if that was their first running evacuation mission, but it's one of the first ones that comes to my mind for that.
Glory to
You know the one. When you're playing as Maiev.
This archway has collapsed. I must find another exit quickly. En Arudin.
Cease your pointless crusade to prolong the suffering of existence. Give in. Let me free you.
Yeah, sure thing, buddy. Kind of busy, though.
My allegiance is yours. Sukdash Salak.
My crusade. Oh, yeah, damn it.
And thank the gods this pathway is clear. Talus, I am nearly upon you. En Arudin.
Move quickly, Zeratul.
Working on it.
Detecting your signal now.
I will fulfill my call.
There is no time, Zeratul. Make your escape. I will deal with the Tal'Darim.
There must be another way.
Go. Now. Tell our hierarch what has occurred this day.
Talus, our people owe you a debt we can never repay.
For Aiur!
EG. I'm not sure, Mr. Rin. We're not there yet, of course, and I never know until we're there.
At last, the prophecy has been fully realized. And through a great sacrifice, we have been given hope. A vision from the Xel'Naga that may aid us in averting eternal desolation. Now, I must return to my people. They will not understand my actions, but I will face their judgment. Make them understand. For only Artanis, young hierarch of the Protoss, can unite our scattered factions as one, before Amon's wrath engulfs the galaxy.
Notice they were still clearly thinking of the Unite the Faction storyline, which, spoilers, does not actually exist in the final version. Yeah. So. Yeah, are we on the right thing here? Yes, cool. I mean, it kind of does, but you get my point. There was supposed to be a whole thing. where like uniting the factions was like the primary focus, and instead it just kind of happens in your usual getting new units approach, right? Now, before we hit go here, I actually did a full analysis of the cutscene we're about to watch. Forgive me for not repeating it, but allow me to just say that the level of details in this cutscene is bonkers. I encourage you to pay as much attention as possible. In fact, since I already have this set up for this, we're going to go back down to, should be here. Yep, there it is. And just really pay attention, because there is so much.
The swarm brought ruin to our world. Our proud people became refugees. And yet, they could not shatter our unity. For we are bound by the Kala, the sacred union of our every thought and emotion.
For once, the slow-mo works, because it indicates how quickly they coordinate with each other. Probe doing his job. Showcasing of the shield. The look. Watch. The look. And this is what an Archon is like in lore. Took down an Ultralisk by its frickin' self. But the probe, you remember the probe, right? Notice his body language changes completely here.
We retake our homeworld. And with it, our legacy.
God, that's a good cutscene. Oh, yeah. No, that's great. It's such a damn shame, because, like, I hate to spoil this, but that big, awesome moment is going to be ruined, like, 10 seconds into the campaign. But, oh, I love that. A greater evil looms over the galaxy. The dark god, Amon, has returned. Spurred on by Zeratul's prophecies, Kerrigan and her swarm set out to destroy Amon's hybrid forces, hoping to stop the coming Oblivion. With the threat of the Queen absent, the Protoss hierarch, Artanis, has raised a massive invasion fleet, left the Dark Templar world of Shakuras, and committed to restore his people's former glory by reclaiming their lost homeworld of Aiur. Couple of points there. First of all, this is basically the rest of the fleet, right? Like, this is... It's been a few years. We've had some time. This is probably the bulk of their forces, percentage-wise, in the galaxy. Keep that in mind. Second of all, of course the Protoss would go back to Aiur. the Protoss are all about those kind of big, showy, glory kind of statements, right? The Protoss, to put this as bluntly as possible, would completely lose the Battle of Yonkers, if you're familiar with the reference.
Templar. At long last, we stand at the threshold of destiny. For today, we will restore the glory of our legacy.
Little choppy.
Today, we will retake what we have lost and reclaim our homeworld. And may the Kala's light guide us.
Yeah, troop deployment platforms. Hi, Celendis.
Only your command.
You look different.
Halt this invasion at once.
Zeratul.
Templar! Arrest this traitor!
No! We will hear him out.
The end war has come. Amon, the Dark One, has returned.
This heretic cannot be trusted.
This invasion is a distraction from the true battle ahead. Amon's fury will engulf the entire galaxy.
Do not forget that it was his interference that brought ruin to Aiur.
And that burden weighs heavily upon me. Artanis, I have found a way to stand against the coming darkness. You must believe me.
We have been through much together, Zeratul. But far too many have sacrificed, in the hopes that this moment would come to pass. Executor! Commence the invasion!
I like how you can see the creep from space, by the way. Because they're stupid, Magister. Like I said, the Protoss... This is very Protoss.
The reclamation of Aiur is underway. We are preparing to siege the warp network at Coruscant now.
Well done, Celendis. Once the warp conduits are free of infestation, our forces will strike as one across the surface of Aiur.
The Templar await your command, Hierarch.
I actually, one of the things I lament a little bit about the cutscene we just saw, the cinematic one, not the in-engine one, is that it implies that that's how Protoss operate normally, is they send in a small squad to get a pylon going to establish a beachhead, and I actually really like that idea. I like the idea of, you know, teleport beachheads. I don't know how else to explain that. It's just a cool concept. It's actually something that I'll be using in our Trek, believe it or not, for pretty much the same reason. Thank you, Daniel Dort. I will put that towards Yakuza Like a Dragon, the Voyager Streaminations, and the Batman Streaminations. Always appreciate you. It is, Loner, and it's just, I don't know, it sounds cool. I don't know what you want from me. So I hate to hit a fake drama negative again, but why is everyone just stupid here? Like, it's such a dumb scene. And what really frustrates me a little bit is it could have worked with a little bit of polish, which sounds familiar, doesn't it? instead of Celendis being like, a terrorist, a heretic, and also I'm stupid, what I would lean towards more is maybe make it so that Artanis, Celendis is Artanis. We can't. The fleet is assembled. The reason, like, maybe don't say it outright, but essentially have her say something that implies the only reason these people are willing to follow you is so they can retake Aiur. Because again, that's very Protoss. They're very prideful and very stupid. And so they really, yeah, no, exactly, Takoida. So we can't pull out. We've already committed. We've already got the fleet right here. You want us to turn around now? And have Artanis, who wants to do exactly that, just kind of be like, as he starts to realize, you know, that he can't just follow Zeratul. So what I would probably have done, have Artanis say, Zeratul, Celendis, commence the attack, and then have him turn and say, Zeratul, tell me everything you know. And then instead of Artanis giving the mission briefing here during this mission, have Celendis be the one guiding us through this mission, right? Implying that Artanis is off getting, like, 2 games worth of exposition from Zeratul, you know? Instead, it's just fake drama. Anyways, so this is Aiur, new tile set, brickwork positives, like you do. What's the name of this mission? For Aiur, I think? Oh god, am I missing achievements here? I think I am. Oh, maybe I'm not. Holy crap. Wow. Visually, it's just a redesign. Whatever. 4 Aiur is the name of the mission. 4 Aiur. Hey, hit F2. What? Press A, then... They're literally telling us to A move. They're literally telling us to A move. I mean, it makes sense. This is exactly what's supposed to be happening here.
Aiur awaits you. March forth and take it.
Yeah, just look at this place. Or look up here.
I have diverted some Colossi to join your forces. Use them well, Artanis.
Very well.
I love the look of it. There's Zerg buildings just built into the side of the walls. It's a bit overgrown because no one's been tending it for 5 years. Creep everywhere, dead Zerg everywhere. They've probably been killing each other in the intervening years because they're feral. Lots of broken Protoss units all over the place, which also makes sense.
Very well. State thy bidding.
There is a Zerg hive cluster near your warriors. If possible, we should destroy it.
It shall be as you say.
And yeah, where the hell's our Dragoons? I hope you like this kind of music, by the way, because this is this campaign in a nutshell.
Let us return our focus to reclaiming the warp conduit.
Intriguing. State thy bidding. For the reckoning.
Yeah. I love the giant Leviathan tentacle that just smashed through that building right there.
Very well.
You can see organic pulsating stuff inside the floor.
Celendis, the conduit is ours. Warp down reinforcements.
As you command.
So,
Conduits remain in the grip of the Zerg. Ready yourselves, brethren. We move for victory.
this is actually an interesting choice, and I agree with it completely. Starting Legacy of the Void.
There are more hives in the surrounding area. Destroying them would deal the Zerg a crippling blow.
Starting Legacy of the Void with what is effectively a Hyper Beam mission was actually the right call, I think. Just let us play with it and smash everything.
A hive. Warriors annihilated.
Notice the hive has low mineral count because they've just been here automatedly mining for years at this point.
Embrace the glory of battle.
This hive cluster has fallen. Continue on, brothers.
And each one we take out gives us even more units.
State thy bidding. I am the heart of darkness.
Yeah, there's that mothership that just crashed
We thank you
a few
for
seconds
your
ago.
aid. Allow us to join you in battle.
Oh, I love this mission, narratively. I know that sounds strange considering I already gave it a negative, but man, they nail the mood of this mission, you know? I do like his new voice actor. I'm pretty sure this is Patrick Seitz, but even if it isn't, I do like him. Yeah, a lot of cinematography. This is a lot like the last Aiur mission we had during Brood War. The first mission there.
Guide our blades.
Probably a deliberate callback.
Another hive lies in ruins. Only one remains, my warriors.
Yeah, no, that's totally Patrick Seitz.
We are one.
Look at this force. 83 Protoss probably doesn't sound like a lot, but no, that's a death ball.
Very wise.
Look at this. Look at that. Stalkers, Zealots, Immortals, Colossi.
We move unseen.
Probably Crazy Norse. Probably.
The second warp conduit is activating now.
Psi Matrix signal confirmed. Reinforcements warping in at your location.
We are one. You require my skills.
Seitz is one of those interesting actors that he usually gets pigeonholed to a specific type of role, you know, the generic heroic guy. But he actually has some pretty decent range, he just doesn't usually get to expand that.
Artanis, this brood is coordinated. Their actions are intelligent. Beyond.
Yeah, by the way, did you notice we have no resource or population counter?
An unseen hand moves them. We must be on guard.
We move unseen. Let our enemy.
I'm probably biased because in Blizzard games, he usually plays the big heroic guy. Torellian, right?
The first victory of
That's pretty typical of his style.
will be restored.
I am the voice of the eclipse. We move unseen.
Yeah, hey Zeratul, you wanted to share anything about this?
Very well.
The final conduit lies before us. Show the Zerg no mercy.
I mean, it does come up a lot, Crazy Norse. But in my defense, I've only said that about 2 people in this game. Hybrids.
Firstborn, your fate is sealed.
Firstborn suit, or firstborn.
Hybrid on Aiur. It is they who have been leading the Zerg. This is the end.
Sorry, what? I killed you before you could finish your sentence.
The warp conduits have been secured. Our starfighters are moving to take this fight across the surface.
Take command of the invasion, Executor. Zeratul, you and I must discuss this most recent turn of events further.
Hey, it's the thing I just discussed. I just mentioned as a possibility for... whatever. God damn it. Come on! Alright. Yeah, people should have probably been like, what the hell was that? Remember, the Protoss aren't super familiar with the hybrids. In fact, at this point, most people aren't super familiar with the hybrids. Oh, nice, von Falkenstein. I suppose that's true, Dequita. But there should have been kind of a... what the hell is that kind of a moment. A dark presence pushes on my thoughts is probably what they would actually say, but, you know, whatever. There are, Calico. Kala? Void. Carriers are huge, as a reminder.
It seems the end war you warned of has begun. Tell me, old friend, what is it you have learned?
I have witnessed the end of all things. Horrific legions of hybrid, raising world upon world. In the darkness, lording over them, a shadowy form. Amon.
Yet, you spoke of a way to stand against him.
This vision was a benevolent one, as if an ancient voice called out from beyond. The keystone shall usher you unto hope.
Keystone?
I saw a burst of light revealing the Xel'Naga artifact on the Terran world of Korhal. It is the keystone of this vision. The prophecies speak of Xel'Naga standing against Amon in the end times. I believe this keystone will guide us to them.
They're getting their mileage out of that artifact, aren't they?
I have always trusted you, Zeratul, but the burdens of leadership demanded much of me. There are times I am uncertain whether I was truly ready for such weight.
Your doubt is unfounded, young Artanis. You must embrace what you have become, if you are to be the leader we now need.
You will go to James Raynor on Korhal and receive this keystone. I will marshal our forces for the war ahead. When you return, the Templar will be ready. Entaro Tassadar, old friend.
Entaro Artanis, brother.
Zeratul, you must secure the Xel'Naga keystone from James Raynor. My forces will reactivate the Spear of Adun, a warship that will be invaluable in the battles ahead.
Yeah, well.
May Tassadar's shadow hide you, my friend.
Yeah, no mouths. Although, from what I understand, they can vibrate the air to speak in your typical fashion. 20 zealots or stalkers. Why don't I have that achievement? Whatever. But not the women, Ace. That would be lewd.
The Void Seeker lies in ruins. What has transpired here?
Zerg, protect the Dark Prelate.
The Zerg in this area should have been eradicated. Stalkers, hurry to the Nexus Point nearby and warn our brethren. I must investigate this further.
No, Ace.
I am the voice of the...
It's just, that's typical, like, how that approaches, right? People are totally cool with it until they're not.
Very well. The enemy surrounds us. Proceed with caution. As you say, we will have to blink across this chasm.
In case you didn't do that prologue mission, like, 20 minutes ago.
We move unseen.
No, yeah, I was sad to see the Void Stalker ruined.
For the record, Mutalisks, focus particle disruptors upon them.
I mean, probably Crazy Norse. Last time I was playing on hard, and I was doing a premiere run for the sake of, you know, premiering the game the day it came out, or like the week it came out, so...
Reckoning. Very wise. I serve
Zeratul, the Templar stationed here. I can no longer sense them within the Kala.
Is that not impossible? Your kind cannot disappear from the Kala, unless your nerve cords are severed.
Then the impossible has happened. I can no longer sense Artanis. There is only a void in the Kala where he should be.
The shadow moves against us, Executor. Artanis is in grave peril.
You must raise an army and find him. My face-smith
Karax!
will re-establish this nexus point. Zeratul, save Artanis.
Karax! Sorry. I like Karax. He's almost assuredly going to be some positives. Oh yeah, by the way, you want to see something really cool? There's a form of visual distinction. I usually see it in, like, Metroidvanias, but it's the kind of visual instruction that is designed to automatically draw the eye, right? There's a little circle pretty much perfectly positioned in between those gateways and that cybernetics core. It is the perfect spot to go ahead and drop a pylon to go through all three. That's it. They just put a little circle there to automatically draw the eye to right at that exact point. There's a lot of tiny little details like that in the level design in these levels.
I am Karax of the Kalai Caste.
Friend Karax, we must establish this nexus as quickly as possible.
You have not enough minerals.
Oh yeah, sorry. Dark Templar severed their nerves deliberately because of what is effectively a religious schism. That's massively simplifying it, but whatever. This is not the lore run. You want the lore run, go watch the lore run.
You can warp in warriors from these gateways now.
Looks like we're being chopped back to some basics. Zealots and stalkers, and that's it. 20 zealots, huh?
Cold is the void.
I didn't make that happen. Yeah, I like Karax's beard, too. I like Karax in general.
Intriguing.
What's funny is almost all the secondary characters I'm favorite. Who's my favorite character in Wings of Liberty? Tychus. Who's my favorite character in Heart of the Swarm? Abathur. And you know who my favorite Legacy of the Void character is, although I'm not going to spoil it yet. Yes, Karax is Travis Willingham. He's another one of those kind of types. Yeah, Amon, how did you know? He's just... Oh, he's so dreamy. Sam. Like that distinction. Yeah, Sass Man. Like, his dick is so huge, Blade Devil. You have no idea. Yeah, Willingham usually plays big guys. He's another Blizzard regular. Hang on. Let me look. Well, I got a moment. Let's see what other kind of characters he plays. In Blizzard games, obviously. Games. Wait, really? He plays Gazlo? I didn't know that. He's also the voice of the Dragoon. Oh, I was wrong. Travis Willingham plays Terrellian. And Ravencrest, actually. You remember him. He is, of course, the voice of Raiden. In the recent stuff, not the old stuff. There's that motif again. We're going to hear a lot of it. It's going to be a non-stop thing. Oh, he was in Dawn of Mana? Listen, Crazy Horse. I got nothing. Void meat. Void sausages. Do I have... I do not have warp ways yet. Okay. Get a fourth going then. How do I not have train 20 guys? That's all it is, right? Train 20 guys. Yeah, train 20 guys. How do I not have train 20 guys? The hell was I doing in this mission? Other than probably just going and beating it without actually building up first. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I already did Stalkers. Did I do Zealots already?
Excellent. You should train additional warriors to deal with larger enemy threats.
I mean, true, I don't need 20 guys. That's probably why.
The Nexus Point has been re-established. Once your warriors are ready, you should proceed with your mission, Dark Prelate.
Sure, sure. I don't know, Dark Day. We shall see.
The Zerg are moving to attack. Rally your defenses.
I am
State thy bidding.
Orin Shisan. Antara Tassadar.
I am the voice of the eclipse.
Listen, Wandering Doll. Alright.
I am here in the shadows.
It's probably because this is going to take this kind of time to do this. It's almost assuredly why. That's interesting graphics bug.
My life for Aiur. My life for Aiur.
State thy bidding.
You like how it's nighttime now, by the way? It really does, Wandering Doll. That's assuredly why I didn't do it last time.
My life for Aiur.
Hell, I don't even have 20 yet.
I am here in the shadows.
I have more than enough to go finish the mission now. I guarantee it.
In the shadows.
I don't know how many I've trained at this point, so, let's do that. No, there's enemies. There's just not a lot of pressure in the early mission because we haven't triggered the second phase yet. A lot of Starcraft is kind of like Homeworld, or I guess Homeworld is kind of like Starcraft. Enemy AI and enemy attacks are kind of scripted. Oh, I prefer the warp gates, 100%. Not these things, the upgrade to these, which I don't have access to yet. I'll be right back.
My life for Aiur.
That should be enough, Dark Prelate. Your forces are ready to seek out Artanis' last known location.
My life for Aiur.
Did we get it?
I am the heart of...
Let's check. Hey, okay. Onwards.
We move unseen. Very well.
A void pylon. It should be able to summon my Nerazine brothers.
Dark Prelate, we answer your call. I serve for now.
What the hell is rapid fire, Tara?
Intriguing. It shall be as you say.
Unless you mean literally, in which case, no, I don't have any macroing on my keyboard. In fact, I don't think I even have macros on my keyboard at all. I got nothing. Yeah, we really didn't need this big of a force. No wonder I didn't do this last time. Jesus.
We move unseen.
We don't need no stinking macros, unless I'm healing in an MMO. Then they're pretty useful.
There, another void pylon.
We are at your service, Zeratul.
Zeratul, denier of the Kala.
The reckoning.
These zealots have been corrupted. The hybrid must be behind this. Let us move with purpose. We embrace the glory of battle.
Intriguing.
I know, right, Crazy Norse? I'm gonna shut my mouth for a second. I don't want to talk too far ahead of where we're at.
For the reckoning. We move unseen.
This appears to be the last void pylon in the area.
From the shadows we come. Intriguing. Cold is state thy bidding. For the reckoning.
I mean, that's a common thing in a lot of fiction, unfortunately.
Shall be as you say.
Zombies, mind control, corruption, civil wars.
For the
Yeah, exactly, Dark Day. Like, they just shower us in troops here.
very wise.
And resources.
It shall be
I probably went scouting, got my first reinforcements, and never stopped going.
Executor Solendus, I have encountered your missing Templar, but they have been corrupted, as if possessed. Solendus.
Zeratul, I can sense your presence. The Kala is filled with rage. My mind is being consumed.
Artanis, you must hold on. We are coming for you.
Your lives are meaningless, purposeless. I grant you salvation.
The Stalkers are fine, the Zealots turn.
The Dark God is here, on Aiur. He has wrested control of the Kala. The Templar have fallen. With our nerve cords severed, only we Nerazine remain unaffected. It falls to us to halt this madness, brothers.
So this is a little over-explained, probably for people who are not familiar with the setting. But I actually like this twist a lot. The previous game and the previous two expansions have all been building up the same point about the Zerg. That the Zerg have to have an overriding will. They need something to rule them. They're built that way. Or at least the Swarm is built that way. And that makes sense. We know that was a deliberate thing. But what they never really talk about is that the Kala functions pretty much the exact same way for the Protoss. Everyone connected to the Kala is all on part of the same network. To use a basic computer concept. So all you have to do is get into the network. And once you're into the network, well, this is why the very concept of offsite or I can never remember the term, but something that does no outside internet connections exist. And that's the Dark Templar. So yeah, it's actually this is actually a brilliant twist too, because the whole thing, you know, the Kala is our one big advantage, and it honestly has been a big thing for them. And now, well, that's a huge number of Protoss. And remember, they just brought the Golden Armada here. Gigantic force here in order to go ahead and take this. And pretty much all of that force now works for Amon. Directly. So that's cool. Remember when I mentioned that the Golden Armada is like the overwhelming majority of all their forces anywhere? That's why I was emphasizing that so much.
We are not too late.
Yeah, this is a huge win for Amon.
Of salvation. Prophecy guides us.
So they start off with us just coming out swinging and beating the crap out of the Zerg.
Glory to the
and then the actual enemy shows his face and beats us in one move.
My allegiance is yours.
And ironically, if not for the aforementioned internal strife that Dakoita is referencing, which led directly to the Dark Templar even existing, this would have been game. Like, they would have won, and that could have been that.
Zeratul, you are alone. Do not resist the unity he brings.
I'll find a way.
I mean, they've mentioned the Golden Armada before this. Correct, Logue.
I can hear his whispers. Fight, Artanis. Do not let Amon consume you. Unending hatred. He has corrupted the Kala. Your nerve cords chain you to his will. They must be removed.
Almost.
This body, all Protoss, are mine. I will shatter this corrupt cycle. You shall not stand against me. My life for Aiur.
Typical samurai thing, but I really like this one.
The keystone will guide you to the Selmaga. Zeratul. Forgive me.
I like this touch, too. The pieces here line up surprisingly well. Honestly. Under most circumstances, that wouldn't even be a particularly difficult fight for Zeratul. But Zeratul has no interest in killing Artanis. That's not the goal. Also, even a possessed, or excuse me, MC'd Artanis wouldn't be that much of a problem. But then Amon decided to take personal control of him because he's been pissed at Zeratul because of the prologue mission, among other things. So he knows Zeratul is a specific fly in his ointment, and Zeratul has a demonstrable interest in not killing him. So Zeratul effectively decides to go ahead and lay down his life, open up, his guard, specifically to be able to get in there and get the shot in he needs. He gets the shot, he takes care of the thing, but because of the fact that the Kala network is currently corrupted, there's no place for Zeratul to retreat to, which is what normally happens when a Protoss dies, is they're able to be pulled back. So, Zeratul actually dies. And, like I mentioned, with the one big exception of Stukov, everybody stays dead in this setting. Karax lived.
Smith Karax, I have been looking for you.
Artanis, praise the
Your
gods.
nerve cords, they must be removed.
It was done by the Dark Templar. I am free of the Kala's corruption. Are there others?
I have saved all that I could. Come, we must escape this world before time runs out.
Escape? How?
The Spear of Adun still rests beneath the ruins of Kor Shakal. Its generators are ancient, but a phase smith of your ability will know how to bring them online.
The Spear of Adun. I am honored to have the opportunity. This is fortune we cannot ignore.
Indeed. Come, we must go at once.
Real talk, I love the Spear of Adun.
We are en route to the Spear of Adun. As long as its generators still function, I should be able to bring them online. Once the spear is fully activated, we must flee from this fallen world.
I don't know how to make them dance. There is no dancing. Like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Retcons are not inherently bad, but there's a super ancient mega ship that they could have used at any point in time in the last 5 years. At least at 2 major moments in which they really could have used it. That they're just now using. The reason ancient technology is better than modern technology is because Tolkien did it. And the problem is, most people don't understand why Tolkien did that. So they repeat the idea without an understanding of what the idea means. Sorry, 1 second. Ironically, talking about why Tolkien would do it would take some time and effort, which is probably why people don't bother to do so. What I would probably have done... Yeah, no kidding, Bregman. I don't know. I would say that the Spear of Adun is basically mandatory for the campaign, and I mean that. I do actually mean that. The problem is, it is just kind of a... And I did, you're right, the Conclave was too stupid to use it, but the Conclave aren't the only ones in charge, and there was plenty of dissent even before the Conclave died. So, okay. We needed some kind of reason to get the spear. What would have worked a lot better for me is rather than getting the spear on Aiur, make it so that in the intervening years, something that someone has been working on, doesn't have to be Artanis, but someone has been working on, is putting together the spear from bits and pieces of either ships from the old days, because the Protoss have ships just seated all over the sector, or even maybe, you know, that giant Xel'Naga ship that was a mission back in Wings of Liberty? Maybe say they, ever since that they were pointed towards that, or they detected that, or whatever, they were like, oh, that's a cool ship, and they've been overhauling that thing, and that's the Spear of Adun. It's actually got a similar configuration. Not identical, but similar. Right? Like, come on. There's ways we could do this. Yeah, it could just be a lost mega ship that they find when we're fleeing. Like, there's so many other ways to do this, other than, oh yeah, by the way, we had a super weapon under Aiur this whole time. Oof. I'll check the achievement in just a moment. I gotta decide what I'm gonna do about that Zeratul scene. That's true of Unfalkenstein. Whole bunch of them in stasis, right? Like, that makes perfect sense. You know, that's a good point. The Xel'Naga ship in Wings of Liberty had Dark Templar that we rescued, right? As part of the bonus objective. And we know bonus objectives are canon in almost every case. So, it would make perfect sense that the Dark Templar would then bring word of the Xel'Naga ship. And, hey, there you go. There's knowledge brought to Shakuras' forces that of the fact that that ship exists. And, ooh, that's a good idea. And so they spent the intervening about a year trying to overhaul the sucker, and there you go. And oh my god, we've found, you know, giant cavalcades of Protoss forces on board. Perfect. You know, something, alright? Anyways, what are we missing? Activate all power cells in less than 50 minutes. This is a rush, is what that is. No, I haven't been on Discord today, so I have to have. I mean, a Xel'Naga ship kind of sounds like the Spear of Adun, doesn't it? Also true, Paid Maniac. This could have been like the impetus for getting the Golden Armada back together. It's like, we could use that Xel'Naga ship to retake Aiur, and that like gets the ball rolling on uniting the Golden Armada. Okay, so yes, 15 minutes. Let's do this. Probably the last mission of the night. We get photon cannons now. Good night, Dark Day, and good night, Not Zero.
The Spear of Adun lies dormant beneath the heart of the Conclave. I had hoped to raise it, to secure our victory against the Zerg. But now, it is our last hope for...
I'd hoped to bring the Xel'Naga ship as our last victory against the Zerg.
Why do you flee from your salvation?
Selendis. She has fallen under Amon's control. Karax, we have to bring the Spear of Adun online.
Yeah.
The first power cell is activating, but the remaining 4 have been disabled by creep.
Can only build units upon the creep.
We have no choice but to clear them. What of our defenses?
Unfortunately, they are without power. However, the Spear of Adun support systems can aid us. They will allow us to deploy pylons anywhere on the battlefield. We should deploy one here as soon as possible.
You say that.
We are one with the shadow.
Hey look, it's a top bar.
These photon cannons can defend our nexus point, Hierarch. They require only a pylon to function. You can warp in a pylon using the Spear of Adun. Press the Deploy Pylon button at the top of your command screen.
I could be wrong.
Will now fire upon enemies within range. If they become damaged, the shield battery will restore their shielding.
These defenses will indeed be vital to our evacuation, but our first priority must be to clear the power cells of creep.
I could be wrong, but I believe this was actually the beginning of the top bar concept, something that they would then take and run with. I don't mean in general, I mean in Starcraft 2. So it takes 75 energy. As you can see, it's just slowly generating up here. And 60-second cooldown. That's all we get for now. We'll get some fun stuff later. Oh, and yes, I did see your message there. Sorry.
We can now transform our gateways into warp gates.
Hey!
This allows us to warp in warriors to any area with pylon power.
That didn't take long. I haven't heard his thoughts on this. Ah, it's my least favorite song in the campaign. I think I just overhear it a little bit. Just gonna chill for a minute. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Good night, TSB. Get some good sleeps.
You require my
light for Aiur.
I serve. Veraku.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, it's a great song. It's just, I feel like they overplay it. Although that is from memory, so who knows? Maybe I'm misremembering.
I am the voice.
The second power cell is active. The spear's sensor array is reacting.
Do not deny your destiny, Artanis. Your people have finally found true unity.
It shall be.
Sensors online. Wait, what is this? Warp prisms approaching our nexus point.
Yep.
Stalkers, eliminate those warp prisms.
Circling bioforms on approach to our nexus. We must rally our defenses.
Cold is the void.
Oh yeah, batteries are autocast now, by the way.
I'm detecting unpowered warp gates nearby.
So that's awesome.
A pylon next to them would restore their power, giving us an advantage. The Spear of Adun's deploy pylon ability would be ideal for this. Of course, our probes can always warp in pylons as well. Our forces have discovered a warp gate. Now, we only need to construct a pylon to power it. Warp gate online. We can begin warping in warriors from it immediately, Hierarch.
Very well. I am the voice of the eclipse.
We embrace the glory of battle. Upgrade complete.
We move unseen.
Karax, I've brought another warp gate online. Prepare it for immediate use.
Cold is the void. Very wise. I am here in the shadows.
Okay. Let's back up a little bit. Come on out. Come on out. We've got punch and pie. There's no actual punch and pie, just so you know.
Intriguing.
We told you that so you would so you would show up for the meeting. It was always a lie. Ultralisk. Ultralisk. Yeah, ultras are fun, as they always are.
Intriguing. I serve.
Base is under attack.
For the reckoning.
Hey, Dragoons.
We embrace the glory of battle.
We move unseen. It shall be.
Base is under attack.
Chill for just a second here.
You have not.
My life for Aiur. My life for Aiur.
There we go.
Very wise.
See, they're already doing that loop again.
Very well. Intriguing.
Every hand turns against you. Even the ground beneath your feet carries the seeds of my victory.
Shall be as you say. For the reckoning.
Nidus worms. Warriors, strike them down. We are not defeated yet.
Very wise. It shall be as you say.
Our pylon is under attack.
That's a hybrid.
Intriguing.
We embrace the glory of battle.
Didn't babe him for 5 seconds.
We're almost finished, Hierarch. The Spear of Adun is nearly online. Only one cell remains.
Enough. The end to the cycle of infinite madness has come. Cease your struggle
I think I'm
against
gonna make
the
it.
salvation I bring. All shall be one. All conflict shall end.
I am here.
We embrace the glory.
Sure thing, Sargeras.
It shall be as you say. I serve.
Our base is under attack.
Hang on a sec, Mr. Red. Kind of in a hurry. 3 minutes to beat the map, essentially.
All life is broken. Flawed. It must be reforged.
Another pack of Zerglings is approaching our nexus from the south.
You have not enough minerals.
My life for Aiur.
You require.
Our pylon is under attack.
Never mind.
Base is under attack.
I serve. Go now.
Power transfer completed. The Spear of Adun is ready to depart.
Want all Firstborn freed from Amon aboard, Facesmith. We must flee this world if we are to survive.
As you command.
Nagrand is okay, Mr. Red. By the way, you know how we keep saying these ships are so big? Hyperion was a floating city. The Leviathan's a small moon. The Spear of Adun is ridiculous. It's bigger than everything else. I believe it's actually the single biggest ship in the franchise.
Engineering, and last of the 3 great Ark ships, each created to ensure the continuation of our culture in a dark time.
I like the clothed people.
Rest contingents of zealots, Templar who bravely sacrificed, entering suspension so that they may serve as this vessel's army. Though it pains me greatly, I have begun severing their nerve cords. The ship's lower decks contain a star forge capable of constructing weapons of war. There is much to learn about this vessel. Its technology is ancient, yet highly advanced. We are aboard a relic from a glorious time, when our culture shined as a constellation. The Celestial Array has been updated, Hierarch. From here, you may select our next point of travel.
Oh, absolutely, Captain Zeus.
With this vessel, we will avenge what has transpired, Karax, and we will free the Templar.
Actually, I do, Dakota. I hate to continue to complain, but this really would make so much more sense if this was a ship we built or repurposed. No, don't quit the campaign. Do I have... Okay. Well, any preferences between Shakuras or Korhal first? I mean, they're all good the options. It's just which one do we do first, right? Kind of the issue here. Timeline-wise, it would make the most sense to go to Korhal next. Shakuras is neat and all, but we have a direct line to go there. And it was literally our last, like... To put it in simple terms, our quest log only has one quest in it right now, which is go to Korhal. So, while there's obviously a narrative reason to go to Shakuras, everything that we know in lore right now is telling us to beeline for Korhal. So...
Aiur is lost once more. My great vision of reclamation left in ruins. This shall not stand. The Terrans of Korhal have in their possession the Xel'Naga Keystone, which Zeratul foresaw would lead to our salvation. Though I have not seen Commander Raynor in many solar returns, I believe he will give the Keystone to us.
Also, the Immortal is a great unit. I mean, I've kind of already shown off how great the Immortal is. But now we're going to really start talking about units, because we're going to start getting customizations and upgrades, and... Yeah, I love the Immortal. It is a fantastic... Like, it's not the Siege Tank. It's kind of the inverse of the Siege Tank. It's short range and kind of slow, and doesn't do that much damage, but it is tanky as hell. And especially good against certain unit types. Whereas the Siege Tank is, ironically, not very tanky, has tremendous range, and moves pretty fast. I love the Immortal. Wonderful thing. Yeah, the Immortal does do some nice damage against armored, but it's also ground only, just like the Siege Tank. Can I? Nope. Okay. We have to travel to even save the game. It's gonna cut off there. Imagine the people of Korhal, that shows up in orbit. Sets off every alarm in a million years. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything.
Protoss vessel. This is Commander James Raynor. Artanis? Man, ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Friend Raynor.
You seem rather occupied.
Just another day at the office.
Who are these insurgents?
Call themselves Mobius Corps. an elite guard that used to work for Dr. Narud. They've been striking worlds throughout the sector, leaving few survivors. Each world attacked reported hybrid leaving them.
Then truly, no world is beyond Amon's reach.
Reinforce those bulkheads. Reposition the Mark 7 Alpha. We need to form a battle line. They've overrun Sky Shield, our orbital defense platform. Looks like they've destroyed its atmospheric stabilizers. It's falling fast. If it crashes, it'll obliterate August Grad.
We will ensure that does not happen, Commander. Engage their fleet and keep their assault at bay.
Like old times, buddy. Like old times.
Credit where credit is due. No drama, no bullcrap, just, oh yeah, no problem. Let's help you out.
It would be wise to review our military capabilities within the War Council.
Now, I'm not going to give that a positive. It's more like it's an absence of a negative, which is just kind of a relief to have. Because a lot of StarCraft has that, we'll kill you. No, instead it's just like, oh, hey, you need help? No problem. Let's do it. Like, it's just it's like a relaxing thing, right? It's like, oh, thank God. We're just going to go deal with the frickin' problem.
A preserver? Released from stasis?
She still bears her nerve cords. She is tethered to the collar.
Hold. I am Rohana, Grand Preserver of the Valari, and your War Council advisor. You must be the Executor in command.
You are not possessed by the Dark One. How is this possible?
I feel darkness lingering at the edges of my every thought, but I am not corrupted. Preservers of my station have trained to control Hukalla's every rebel. I assure you, I will stave off this evil and serve you better by doing so. As all preservers, I hold the memories and personalities of Protoss prior to my submission to stasis. This will allow me to contrast your tactical decisions with those of past executors. From this chamber, you will be able to make all military allocations.
I am Artanis, Hierarch of the Daylon. I lead all that is left of our civilization. Your memories are indeed of use, Rohana. But make no mistake. If you fall to this corruption, I will not hesitate to destroy you.
It is understood. I am prepared for the Firstborn's darkest hour. Come, let me show you what may be done here. The assembly panel awaits, Hierarch. We may begin whenever you are ready.
So yes, he's wearing Zeratul's armlet. It actually means his right blade is green, just like Zeratul's, whereas his left blade is blue. Nice little touch. Nice little touch.
The assembly panel allows you to customize your army based on the Protoss technology we encounter. Select a warrior category to begin. Now you may choose one of the two factions for use in upcoming battles. These assignments are not permanent and can be altered as our combat needs change. Many battles await you, Hierarch. Choose a faction and lead them to glory.
That would be awesome, but unlikely, Mr. Root. So, yeah, this is the Zerg swap abilities thing.
We are the Blades of Iron.
I would argue this is a little bit better designed in the nitty-gritty than the Zerg one. Pretty much all of these upgrades are good for something. So, we could give, we could go with just straight up the Aiur forces, which give them a freaking whirlwind. The whirlwind has a cooldown of 10 seconds and does 10 damage per second to all nearby enemies for 3 seconds. It's exactly as wonderful at street clearing as it looks. Or, we could give them a closer, which actually functions as a blink. And yeah, these are our zealots, excuse me, I need to be clear about that. The charge increases his movement speed while doing it, and briefly cloaks them, so that's the blink thing. But also, they also have the ability to stun ground enemies and all enemy units near it for 2.5 seconds.
We are the blades of...
Also, the regular Protoss continue to have just plain old charge, which also increases their speed. So, yeah. And, of course, there's lore for each. I'm not going to read the lore just yet, because you notice there's a third faction we don't have yet. We'll read it when we get there. For this mission, I think we'll take the Centurions. And for the Stalkers, briefly regenerate shields after teleporting. So, blinking also gives you restored 40 shields over 5 seconds after you blink. So, you know how I mentioned I was already in the habit of blinking in combat? I feel like this might have been why I got into that habit. Or, you can just use freaking Dragoons. They have more damage, range, and life. Dragoons are arguably just better stalkers. The biggest downside, of course, is they don't have the shield regen, and they don't have the blink. And yeah, we're going to try out Dragoons, because Dragoons have gotten all the way back to good. Finally. It's just like they probably should have been back in Starcraft 1. So we're going to stick with Dragoons for this. I need to see the name of the mission we just did, by the way. Sorry, give me a second. It's just called the Spear of Adun. Of course it frickin' is. Oh, it's something simple. Okay. So since it is 10 minutes before the cutoff time, I'm going to go and cut off here. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will help Friend Raynor. We're going to go stomp some faces. See you then.